Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Tuesday, November 1st, 2016. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, where we bring you today's top stories translated into English every weeknight. The President of the Republic of Albania, Bujar Nishani, gave an open lecture to Shkodra students today where he explains that the cannabis issue is very serious and that he will gather the National Security Council. The President declared that cannabis cultivation has turned into a source of criminal behaviors. It is a serious phenomenon which has national dimensions. Because of the country's law enforcement and intelligence agency concerns, along with the concerns of our partner agencies, I have decided to convene the Council of National Security soon in order to discuss how we can deal with this serious challenge, the President declared. The President also commented on the judicial reform, declaring that its adoption was only the first step and that now other mechanisms are needed for implementation. During his speech, the President stated that the organized crime is cause for national alarm as there are risks for it in all political and economic aspects. The President was honored with the title Honorable Citizen for his contribution towards political stability. Democratic Party Chairman Lulzam Basha held a meeting today with DP structures in Tirana's Unit 11. The DP chairman declared that cannabis plantations have substituted agricultural plantations and that the only job openings in the last 3 years have been for work on cannabis plantations. Furthermore, the DP chairman declared that the only model the Prime Minister is offering to Albania's people is one of drug traffickers. He lies to the poor farmers about subventions. He removed subventions from farmers. Cannabis is planted in Albania by permission of Rama. He talks to teachers when he brings criminals as a model for the Albanian people. He promised 300,000 jobs, free health care, reduction of energy and oil prices, but these are only Rama's lies, declared the Democratic Party chairman, adding that the Prime Minister will be held accountable before Albanians. According to the DP chairman, the Albanian people want a solution to the situation and that the Democratic Party will form an alliance of values which reject drugs, crime, and corruption. Speaking at the Independent Institutions meeting, the Assembly Speaker asked for the parliamentary supervisory systems to be strengthened. The Assembly Speaker highlighted that Albania's democracy needs strong, stable institutions. He declared that parliamentary supervisor roles need to be strengthened in order to ensure that constitutional and independent institutions implement the recommendations given. More progress is needed for the supervision and adoption of institution resolutions. Parliamentary monitoring systems are necessary for implementing independent institutional reports. We reaffirm our constitutional obligations and commitments to being part of the mechanism that assures the integrity of independent institutions, the Assembly Speaker declared. Meanwhile, the chairman of the OSCE in Albania, Bernd Borchardt, had this to say. Independent institutions such as the Agency Against Corruption, auditing institutions, and the Ombudsman Institution play important roles in monitoring the government's work. Parliamentary monitoring is significantly increased when it is combined with monitoring of independent institutions, Borchardt said. The Minister of Integration declared that Parliament and independent institutions play a crucial role in fulfilling European Union recommendations and in advancing Albania's integration process. The U.S. and European Union ambassadors held a meeting today with the Prime Minister at the Prime Minister's office. Officially, none of the parties confirmed the purpose of the meeting, but it was held only a week before the European Commission will decide about beginning negotiations for Albania's membership into the European Union. The judicial reform is one of the main conditions the European Union has set for Albania's integration. The ambassadors' meeting with the Prime Minister comes days after the Constitutional Court sent the vetting law to the Venice Commission for advice and 2 days before the last judicial reform law is adopted in Parliament. Assembly Speaker Ilir Meta held meetings today with representatives of the Alliance Against Waste Import and civil society. Both the Alliance Against Waste reps and civil society reps shared their stance against importing waste with the Assembly Speaker. After the meeting, several reps declared that the Assembly Speaker assured them that the issue will be solved with consensus. Also, the reps of the Alliance Against Waste declared, "We asked the Assembly Speaker to vote on the President's decree." Meta gave assurance that the waste issue will be solved with consensus. The Socialist Movement for Integration's role in this case is decisive. The press announcement issued by the Assembly Speaker's office says that Mr. Meta praised the activist engagement and believes that before adopting such a law, all the opportunities of dialogue, understanding, and consensus with civil society, reps of recycling industry, and public opinion should be used so that the law serves the citizens' interest, the image of Albania, and economic growth. According to the Bank of Albania's data, personal crediting continued to decline in the month of September. The data shows that crediting decreased in September with 549 billion lek in loans given, compared to August of this year, where 550 billion lek in loans were given. Crediting reduction shows the economy remains in an impasse. Crediting was also low for business owners during September. Bank representatives say that business owners failed to present high-quality projects, which made banks tighten the conditions for issuing loans. Along with the decrease of loan levels, the Bank of Albania's data notes that non-performing loans continue to be a problem. Based on the Bank of Albania's data, the non-performing loan level is 20%, marking an increase of about 2% compared with the end of 2015, when it was at 18.2%. The Bank of Albania's governor declared that this trend requires more effort until a solution is found. Speaking at the ceremony for the 65th anniversary of Tirana's Agricultural University, the Prime Minister promised to transform the university into a center of excellence in rural development. Those who have occupied the space around the university will be removed. Every building that is not of the university will be demolished, and every family that is not related to the university will be removed. This territory will be a showcase of excellence in rural development. All legal means will be used, though without losing time, as 25 years have already been lost, declared the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister expressed his conviction that the higher education reform is the key to restructuring the agricultural university. While speaking of the higher education reform, the Prime Minister added that only those students with a low average grade were not accepted in the universities. The Prime Minister emphasized that the agricultural university is in its accreditation process and promised that professors' salaries will be increased as a sign of appreciation for their years of hard work. During a conference on vocational education, Prime Minister Rama declared today that economic aid will be removed from those who refuse job opportunities offered by labor offices. "We cannot help those who refuse jobs offered. Those who refuse to work do not have the right to benefit from economic aid," declared the Prime Minister, adding that the vocational education offers many job opportunities. Present at the conference, EU Ambassador Rama declared that more should be done to increase the level of education. Albania's state still has many challenges ahead. So far, we have invested 19 million euros and 30 million euros for the IPA project. The real challenge is to fit vocational education to the labor market needs. Our common ambition is to make Albania a strong and competitive member of the European Union. Investments in education are the most important. Vocational education will help the young generation to professionally progress, the EU ambassador said. Meanwhile, the Minister of Social Welfare declared that for the first time, the 10 indicators for a quality vocational education have been fulfilled. According to the minister, quality in vocational schools has increased, and that requests for vocational education are also increasing. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Mari, and on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.